To get what you want out of life, you have to start with your physique. Let me explain. If you want to be successful, if you want to achieve big goals, if you want to do well in school, it all starts from building a physique that you're proud of. But why is this? Let's say two guys take off their shirts, they're at the beach and they take off their shirts. One of them has a lean six-pack abs. People respect him, but why do they respect him? They might not even consciously think about this, but the guy that has the shredded abs, that's lean, 10% body fat, doesn't have a gut, doesn't have a big lump of fat around their stomach, well, they've worked for it. They've said no to the cheat meals. They've said no to cake on birthdays, which is something that maybe you relate to. They decided that they weren't going to go out that night. They weren't going to drink alcohol. They were going to go to bed early. They were going to hit the gym, train session after session. And while no one sees the individual sessions that you put in inside of the gym, when they see your physique, they can't do anything but respect you because they can tell all of the work that you've put into yourself. And then the other guy takes off his shirt and he's fat. He has a dad bod. Well, despite what everyone says online about girls actually finding it more attractive, no one respects you for having a dad bod. No one respects you for being fat, for being chubby, for looking bloated. You literally sound fat. Nobody respects that, but why don't they respect this? It's because they can just tell that you don't respect yourself enough. Respect from other people comes from when they can see that you respect yourself. If you get disrespected in life, it's because people can tell that you don't respect yourself. So if people look at you, if people come up and see your physique, they see photos of your physique online or they see you in person, and they can tell that you respect yourself, that you put yourself first, well, they can't do anything but respect you because they can see all of the hard work that you've put in. But all that to say, if you're fat, you don't have respect for yourself because you haven't put in the time. If you're super skinny, if you have an undeveloped physique, an underdeveloped body, well, people can tell that you haven't put in the work. People can tell that you don't want it bad enough. But if people see that you're lean, you're jacked, you have an aesthetic body, you have abs, well, they respect you for it. And that's kind of the main point of this video. Because it's not just respect from other people, you get respect for yourself. And when you have respect for yourself, you say no to distractions. You say no to scrolling on your phone because you know it fucks up your mentality. It messes up your mental health. When you've done something like this for yourself, building the physique that you want, when you do this stuff, you can't help but respect yourself, respect your time more, and respect everything in your life just a little bit more. So when distractions arise, when you have the option to scroll on your phone, when you have the option to go out and drink, when you have the option to cheat on your diet, you don't. Because you have respect for yourself. So when it comes to the other areas of your life, when you need to, let's say you're trying to study hard in school, I don't know, you want to go to a good university. This isn't aligned to me personally, but let's say this is you. You want to get into a really good college. Well, you have more respect for yourself now because you know what it takes to put in hard, dedicated effort day after day. Because you've already learned all of these principles from training hard inside of the gym. So now it becomes easy. Now you just apply the same techniques to this. Goes the same if you're entrepreneurial, if you're a bit more business orientated like I am. But when you go to work on your business, you can't help but dedicate your time, dedicate your effort to working on it. Because you've done it before and because you respect yourself so much. So now any goal that you align your life to, you have to succeed at it. Because once you've got the success in fitness, once you've built up a physique that you're proud of, it might not be your dream physique, that might take 10 years to get to, but in 1-2 years of consistent training, you can build a physique that gets you the respect of other people, that makes you respect yourself. Once you've done all of this work, well, it becomes so much more simple. Because now every area of life that you go into, you have a sense of pride because you know how it works. You don't go into things thinking it's going to be easy because you know what hard work looks like. You know what showing up when you don't want to is like. You know what getting consistent is like. These are all things that building a physique training hard in the gym, bulking up, gaining weight. These are all principles you can only really learn accessibly from this one thing. Why do you think so many successful people have really good physiques? Alex Hormozy, for example, Iman Gaji. He was a bodybuilder before he did any of his business stuff. Why is it? Why is it that so many successful people online nowadays all were into fitness first? And either they went on and built a business around their fitness coaching, whatever they did, or they went another way, but they still kept the fitness aspect. But it all starts from fitness. Fitness is your starting point. Getting into the gym is your starting point. Building the physique that you want is your starting point. And there's just so many skills that you learn from getting into the gym that you can't find anywhere else. Discipline. You can no longer rely on just motivation, because at the start, when you begin going to the gym, it's pretty easy. It's kind of fun. You train with a friend, but then your friend falls off. He quits the gym. And all of a sudden you're left. You're left to your own devices. You can either go and train hard for yourself, or you can take the other path. You can take the other path and skip the gym, scroll on your phone, do absolutely nothing. And it doesn't change anything for other people, so you have to rely on yourself. It doesn't matter if I go to the gym. To you, for example, you're watching this video. If I go to the gym today, okay. If I don't go to the gym today, it's also okay. Because it doesn't affect you at all, not in the slightest. But for me personally, for you personally, when you do something for yourself, that's when you build respect for yourself. And once you have respect for yourself, there's nothing that you can't do. Nothing that you can't apply yourself to once you have respect for yourself. You start to respect your time more. You respect the people around you more because you respect yourself. When you respect yourself, when you respect your time, you can apply yourself to any area that you wish to focus on. If you're like me and you're very interested in self-improvement, doing the good habits, going for runs, reading, fitness is such a large component of self-improvement. And why is it? It's because it changes you and develops you in ways that you could never imagine. And now I can read books a lot easier and I understand the knowledge more. But why is it? Because nothing else changed other than my self-image and other than me going to the gym, me training hard, me putting on the size that I wanted, me achieving the physique that I want. Before, why didn't I do these things? Why didn't I try and start a business? Why? Well, it's because I wasn't in the correct state, mentally, but also physically. I was short, I was skinny. Why would I be able to be successful when I don't even have respect for myself? How am I going to get the respect of clients, of customers, if they look at me and see someone that doesn't respect themselves? There's the big meme online that when you go to the gym, you think that you're going to attract a bunch of girls, but you end up just getting admiration and respect from dudes. Well, that's actually not the case. And to some extent, these memes are correct. Because a lot of the time, the guys and girls are going to look at your physique and think, oh, wow, that's a nice physique. They're actually going to look at your physique and think, wow, I have respect for that guy because he has respect for himself. So when you make it abundantly clear to the world that you have respect for yourself, and then you know yourself how much you respect your own time, your own values, your own wishes, that's when you put yourself first. That's when you start to wake up early. That's when you start to commit to doing the good things. But you can only do this once you start hitting the gym. Why did I start this channel? Why am I making this video right now? My camera is dead. I'm recording on my phone. I'm sat in the kitchen. What am I doing? I just had the desire to create this video to spread this message. But why? Why do I want to do all these things? Because I didn't have any of these desires before. I didn't have a strong desire to make money, to get rich, to escape, to get out of school, to start this channel, to do work, to work on a business, to try and progress. I didn't have any of these desires before I got into the gym, before I started to craft the physique, to sculpt my body. And you might think that I'm blowing this out of proportions, but trust me, I'm not. The results that the gym gets you are not just physical. So much more than that, it's mental. Because when you change your mentality, it changes every single action you take in your day. Just going to the gym changes so many parts of your life. You have to commit to a diet, whether you start to bulk like a lot of guys on this channel and you have to find food alternatives that are healthy. You have to dedicate yourself to hitting each meals, making sure you're tracking, weighing your food, eating enough calories, meticulous planning, training, testing. Train so many different parts of your life. You have to have self-control. You can't always go and reach for the cupcake, another one, get another cookie. Now, if you're bulking, maybe sometimes you'll be doing this, but especially if you're cutting, you have to say no. You have to say no to all of the junk food around you, all of the modern day shit that we're eating. You have to say no. And that gives you a sense of empowerment, because while before you were just mindlessly grabbing the cookies, grabbing the pizza, whatever you wanted, now you have to dedicate, you have to apply yourself to a larger goal. And once you do this, once you set your North Star at a goal, something big, and you start working towards it, and I recommend you all start with the gym, with your physique, that's when you can start to progress towards it. And when you make progress towards it, and when you finally achieve the goals that you have, whatever your goal is, 10% body fat, bench 100 kg, I don't know what your goals are, but there's just a couple of examples. But once you achieve those goals, just new goals pop into your mind. I started with the gym. Now I'm here on this channel. I'm sick off school today. I have a really bad sore throat, but I'm still recording this video. But why? I don't know why. But when you start to live a healthy life, when you get sun on your face, when you go outside, get vitamin D, hit the gym, train hard, do stuff for yourself, you want to do more. You want to wake up early. I woke up naturally before my 4 a.m. alarm this morning to work on my business, my coaching program. You can join my free community, top link in the description. That'll help me out a lot. And also you get my free course to take you from skinny to jacked in 90 days and gain 10 pounds of lean muscle. This is my business. I live for this shit. I woke up before my 4 a.m. alarm and I didn't feel tired. I bounced out of bed, did 20 push-ups, and I was ready to go. But why do I feel the motivation, the spark, the desire to jump out of bed early in the morning to get ready? I don't know exactly why, but I know that it's stemming from my self-respect. Because I go to the gym, because I've trained hard all of these times, now I want to do the things that actually progress me further in life. Because my end goal isn't fitness. I want to have a much bigger impact on the world. But it started here. That's where it started. And now it's already branching out. Business, more self-improvement, learning, getting smarter, expanding my knowledge by reading books, studying podcasts, listening to interesting people. Why are there people that watch gaming YouTube videos all day long on YouTube, and then there's some people that will watch a long podcast? Some people that watch completely different videos, fitness related, business related. It's all in the mindset, and it all stems from having self-respect for yourself, and it all stems from having the physique that you want. Because as I said, when you look in the mirror, when you see someone that you're proud of, when you see a physique that you've built, oh, my throat is sore. That's when you know that you've done it. That's when you know that all of your hard work has paid off and it's worth it. And that's when you can go out into the other facets of the world, the other areas, and dominate. But it all stems from your physique. I really hope my phone is still running as I keep ranting this. I swear to God if I run out of storage. But this is how it all starts. It all starts with your physique. If you want to develop your business, if you want to get further on self-improvement, get further into the world, put your name out there, it all starts with the gym. It all starts with building a physique you're proud of. You don't have to go and become a bodybuilder, start injecting steroids and all weird shit. I'm never going to do that. But my journey has started with fitness, and yours will too. So get into the gym, start training hard, join my free program, top link in the description. I give you all the things you need as a beginner to get started in the gym, to start putting on muscle mass in no time. In just 12 weeks, we're transforming physique. So go check that out right now, top link in the description. Because once you achieve the physique, once you get that checked off, everything else becomes easier. I hope this all made sense. Bit of a rant today, but I hope it was valuable. Again, top link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.